A new study shows that another coronavirus epidemic spread through East Asia 20,000 years ago. So apparently, our experience of dealing with these coronaviruses is nothing new. It's been around at least this long and probably longer. So let's take a look at this article from CNN Health. They say, over the past 20 years, people have faced a series of outbreaks caused by coronaviruses, including SARS, MERS, and of course, COVID-19, our favorite coronavirus of all time. But humans may have faced the disease millennia ago, new research suggests. Now, listen, I'm not taking COVID 19 lightly. I think it's very serious, and a lot of people have been impacted seriously by it, so I'm not making light of it. It's just at this point, like, it's been such a big problem for the last year and a half or so that it's almost just like you have to make fun of it a little bit to mentally survive. And so I apologize if that came off as taking things lightly. I'm definitely not. I just can't believe how big of an impact this one virus strain has had on our whole worldwide community. It's kind of the first time that the whole globe has been dealing with something like this at the same time. But, again, it's nothing new. There's been a lot of other outbreaks and epidemics and pandemics in the past. It's just this one has taken such a big, tremendous toll on everyone all around the world. So I'm not making light of it. I just wanted to make fun of it for a second because I'm pissed off at it. All right, so it says that a team of researchers from Australia and the United States has found evidence of a coronavirus epidemic that broke out more than 20,000 years ago in East Asia, according to a study published by the Current Biology Scientific Journal on Thursday. In the study, the researchers studied the genomes of more than 2,500 people from 26 different populations in the world, and they pinpointed the earliest interaction of the human genome with coronaviruses, which left genetic imprints on the DNA of modern-day people in East Asia. The genomes they studied contain evolutionary information about humans tracing back hundreds of thousands of years, said lead author Yassine Soilmi, information we've only learned to decode in recent years. So this goes on to say that viruses work by making copies of themselves. However, they don't have their own tools to do that duplication. So they have to hijack host cells and that mechanism of making copies in order to survive and replicate themselves. And so that hijacking of human cells leaves a mark that we can now observe. So we can observe that mark in DNA from a long time ago, offering concrete evidence that our ancestors were once exposed to and also that they adapted to coronaviruses. So in the genomes, researchers found that these genetic signals related to a coronavirus in 5 different populations located in China, Japan, and Vietnam. The epidemic could have spread further beyond these countries, Solimi added, but data isn't available in other parts of the region, so there's no way of knowing. From these populations, Solimi said the researchers found an effective group developed a beneficial mutation which helped to protect them from the coronavirus. Those with the mutation had an edge in survival, he said, of course, meaning that over time that population was made up of more people with the mutation than without. So obviously people who had a mutation that allowed them to be resistant to coronaviruses had a higher rate of survival, and therefore more people now have that trait than people who don't. And over a long period of time and along the exposure, this leaves a very, very clear marking in the genomes of their descendants, Salimi said. And that's the signature we actually use to detect this ancient epidemic and also the timing of the ancient epidemic. The study said the coronavirus plague occurred separately among different regions and spread across East Asia as an epidemic. However, scientists don't know how ancient people lived through the epidemic, partially because it wasn't clear whether it was something seasonal like a flu or continuous like the COVID-19 pandemic that infects people and keeps spreading all the time. So that's what I'm most curious about as well. 20,000 years ago, how did they deal with this epidemic in East Asia? I'm not sure if they had face masks or anything like that, or if they knew about social distancing or what their lifestyles were even like back then. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure how it happened. Was it a slow spread? Did it go from one village to the next? Did they know what was happening? Did they try to warn the next village over and then they spread it by going there? I want to know kind of the story of how that played out in ancient times compared to how our COVID-19 pandemic played out today. I think that's interesting. And also, of course, tragic. As a human being, these viruses have a big impact on our communities. And so, it's so easy to kind of be egotistical as a human because we might be the most intelligent species on our planet. Probably are, but not 100% sure, 99% sure. And so it's easy to kind of get egotistical and think that we're in charge and we're in control of everything. But really, I mean, when you take a look at these microbes, bacteria has been around a lot longer than us, and they survive in a lot more extreme environments than we can right now. And it seems like even in our own gut, those microbacteria are kind of more in charge than we are sometimes. So I kind of think that bacteria are in charge. They're in control a little more than we are. I don't think anything's actually in complete control of anything, but bacteria and viruses and these little things that we can't even necessarily see with our eyes are more in control of even our lives than we like to admit. So this story is something that happened 20,000 years ago. We're still dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic right now, and who knows what microbes will do in the future. Hopefully they will benefit us and not harm us. And with that, I'm Jim Wolf. I make a new video like this every single day and post it at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can join me every morning for a topic like this while you enjoy your morning coffee or you get ready for work or school. And whether you decide to join me in the next video or not, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.